Azusa Pacific University. I have spent the last 6 years of my life attending school at this amazing university. I'm originally from Palm Springs, California, and decided it was time to move away from my tiny valley and look to go to school at a place further away. Luckily, I was able to get scholarships that enabled me to go to APU to get my degree. As an undergraduate, I discovered my passion for teaching, and it was soon after that I decided to go ahead and enroll in APU's Teaching Credential and Master's program. My two favorite classes throughout the program were EDUC 512 and 514. In 512, I made my first ever class website, and I feel like that will always stick with me. And then in EDUC 514, I got to be creative and express my creativity in film, which I'd never done before. In EDUC 512, I got a chance to create my first class website. It was for a freshman English class, and I put Rita Pearson on the front of it and her video, Every Kid Needs a Champion, which is a TED Talk. It's one of my favorites, and I find it really inspirational, and I hope that my future students would as well. In EDUC 514, I really got a chance to express my creativity in the film medium. I got to involve my dog and my fiance, which is why by far this was my favorite class. For my self-study, I really wanted to work on my physical health. I have family members who have developed type 2 diabetes at a fairly young age, and I didn't want to find myself in the same pattern. I also, unfortunately, did not fit into my wedding dress on my first fitting, and so finding that out and just my health background really gave me the push and the motivation that I needed to start this self-study and start living a better, healthier life. And that is what brought me to completing my self-study on my physical health and setting up an exercise regimen, as well as looking at healthier diets than the one that I was having. My curricular unit plan for this class actually stemmed from my EDUC 515 Genius Hour. My Genius Hour actually had to do with creative writing, which is something that I am very passionate about. I love creative writing. I usually like to do nonfiction, but for this I actually chose to stick with that and to have students develop a theme further in Great Expectations and relate it to their own lives. So since my Genius Hour was on creative writing, I really wanted to do that for my curricular unit plan. However, instead of just writing about a prompt that I gave them, I really wanted it to be rooted in content. So I decided to have the students connect a theme from Great Expectations and give two real-life examples. So they're connecting the theme to their own life and seeing how literature can be used in the real world instead of just something abstract. And that was really something that I wanted to push for. And so that's why my curricular unit plan is about that. And it goes through the whole writing process, and then the students also have to create a video off of their narrative essays on Great Expectations. As I said before, students for this curricular unit plan would have to have two products. So one would be the essay in which they connect a theme from Great Expectations to their personal life, and then the other would be the video, the personal narrative video, and where they kind of take their essay and make it into a video, but they expand on it as well. And so for that, I had to come up with two rubrics. This is my first rubric for the personal narrative essay, and I made it using Rubistar. So I go over grammar, content, I go over audience, task, and purpose, the writing detail as well, and then the writing process. Did they turn in all parts of the writing process? And then the next rubric that I have is for the personal narrative video. And again, I made this using Rubistar. So it goes over task, purpose, and audience. It goes over the content of it, the incorporation of technology. Did they use Doceri? Did they use Sketches? Did they use other apps that they've been shown? And then did they have a storyboard? Storyboard's really important for certain student populations, like English language learners, or if you have students with autism, it can really help them to not get frustrated during the editing portion of their video. And so I really wanted to highlight that. Did they use conventions of film? The thirds, rule of thirds, sorry, I couldn't think of that. How was their lighting? How was their volume? Was it consistent throughout? Things of that nature. This program has been an amazing experience. I feel like I've grown and learned so much just from organizational tools to help me stay organized, like LiveBinder and Symbaloo, to learning the importance of digital literacy, to learning how to make films, to learning how to modify films so that I get what I want out of them. There's just been so much, and I feel very blessed and grateful that I've gotten to go through it, and I'm excited to take what I've learned and apply it into my own future classroom.